Hey guys, we got Tylor Nunn of MACP out in, you guys are out in what, Conroe, Texas?
Conroe, Texas, a little north of the Woodlands and Houston, Texas, right on Lake Conroe.
Awesome. So we're going to be talking about a really cool gadget that you guys have for builders and the pest control industry.
Correct.
And yeah, go ahead.
And HVAC as well, which you already know.
And you do, and for HVAC. Okay, so let's talk about, because this is called the Dauber stopper. I mean, this is a pretty neat product. You talked to me about it online. And how did you, as a company, decide to get into a Dauber, mud Dauber? I guess for mud Dauber Wasps. Is that what we're talking about?
That's it. Some people call them dirt daubers. Down here in Texas, we call them the mud dauber.
Okay.
Mud dauber. So dauber wasp. They're individual, solitary wasp. They're not like bees. They live in colonial areas and everything like that. They tend to build a lot of nests everywhere. And they're just little dirt clods, and they use that to pack around, and they burrow in there.
Right.
The problem is those dirt clods do not wash away easy. So when they make one and evacuate and they leave somewhere else, they leave these things everywhere. They dry out, and they cause big clogs.
So we're talking about clogs in HVAC units on the drip, what's coming out of the AC unit.
Yes, the dry line, the non-pressurized line. I actually got a little demos here.
Yeah.
So little HVAC knowledge from a pest control people that don't check drain lines regularly. Everything that produces condensate, so an evap coil in the closet or in the attic or in the basement, which is a part of your AC system, or your water heater. They have a little metal drain pan that catches overflow water.
Right.
Those are dry lines because they're only used for emergencies. The problem is those dry lines lead directly out of the house. A lot of the times you see them, they look something like this.
Right.
So those dry lines, because they're not used a lot, is virtually an open gateway or an open highway directly into someone's attic, basement, or closet.
Okay.
And that's for pests of any size, particularly down here, the dirt daubers, because they fly a lot. That's what we see more often.
Right.
The spiders, scorpions up here in Arizona area. I mean, quite a few different creatures that can get in these lines.
Okay, so this basically is a tool to allow this line to drain, but stop the pests from being able to get inside.
That's it. Exactly. It's super simple. It's really that simple. It's a screened-in filter that allows air and water out, but no pests to come in.
See, I've been in pest control now 13 years. And I have never, ever, I guess because I'm in South Florida, we do have a lot of mud Dauber wasps down here. I remove them all the time.
Right.
But I've never thought about having in a line them coming. Now, I know about snails. I've seen snails get in there, lizards. We always
lizards are a big one.
Yeah, lizards are getting in there. And I've never actually thought about, hey, maybe we should cap this off. But then I don't know anything about AC and say, well, if we cap this off, is it going to back up? What's going to happen? What happens? That's
probably the biggest issue I have with pest control, guys. And like I say, I came from the HVAC industry, did a little pest control back in my right after the Marine Corps days.
Okay.
Looking through a job. But that's the biggest thing. I think that pest control companies see it as that's HVAC or plumbing. That's not my realm. I don't want to jack it up.
Right.
Simplicity of it is all these lines is dry, non-pressurized lines to let out any excess water. 90% of the time, they're not utilized. And that's why a lot of these pest control companies are just bypassing them. I mean, we see it. I've been out there with crews, and they'll tell you the truth. Hey, that's not my realm. I don't want to put something on there that's going to mess it up. But that's kind of what I'm here to educate everyone. You're not harming the system in any way, shape, or form. You are 100% improving it, helping it, and actually diagnosing it a little better from the pest control perspective.
Right. So we're talking about wasps. What about anything pretty much can get up there? Bees can get up there, ants?
Anything. Rodents can get in these things. I mean, you guys have seen, and I learned this from the pest control side. I didn't know that little field mice can break their skeleton down like that and squeeze through little minor cracks and crevices and bricks.
Right.
I had no clue that. I saw a first video probably 2 years ago, and I was like mind blown. But you think about this, and I want to show you the size we're talking. You tell me what different rodents can fit through there.
Yeah, I mean, a rat can easily fit through there.
A rat? And then they're talking pests. That's easy. That's
Right.
an open highway directly into the home. I mean, that's pretty massive.
Right, right, yeah, that is. Anything pretty much can fit through there, and there's water in there, so they're gonna like because there's humidity, so they can live in there. And we're like,
Exactly.
hey, how did that thing get up into the house? And I never would have thought actually how that pest would have maybe gotten upstairs around a property. And now I talked to you about it, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool, dude, because this is like it's an easy install. How does this thing get installed? I just got it and I haven't played with it.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a quick rundown, and I have a big YouTube channel. I would love to show you guys too as well, but just installs and things like that for little fixers. But I did a couple different things with this. So I'm gonna show you the package, the Dauber stopper, right?
Right.
And on the back, you'll see very closely 2 install methods.
Okay.
So, and the reason I did that is because not every home is built the same.
Right.
Different regions use different building styles and techniques just for what works in that terrain.
Got it.
So in this package, I give you the infamous filter. And I want to get screened up a little close. Do you see how tiny those holes are?
Yep.
That's 1/32 of a hole. So it's small enough to keep termites and fleas out as well, right? Now also, if you look in there, it's threaded, capped at the bottom so nothing can get into the bottom. It comes with a reducer. So this is probably the best part for the technicians because this is a 3/4 standard reducer, which means that it fits every AC drain line out there. All AC drain lines use a 3/4 fitting. So that's the standard for all 50 states. And I'm going to show you how simple I did it. So I actually made it tapered so you don't need any glue or any extra tool. Grab us some standard PVC. All right, standard 3/4 line, right? I'm going to screw the filter in.
Okay.
This is for easy maintenance, so you can always unscrew and rescrew the filter. When I push this on, I wish you were here with me, Franklin. I would give you the pull test. So when I put that on there, I'm straining right now. I finally got it off. But the outside weather is not going to pull it off like that. So literally, you've just installed the Dauber stopper.
That's it. No gluing, nothing.
No gluing. Now, if you got a higher end home, and I get some customers, aesthetics is a big deal. That's where we sell to the builders that we mentioned earlier. I did one more thing. So we added a flange.
Okay.
This flange is what I showed you here on this other demo. And so I like that one particularly for, show you a picture. I want you to look. Do you see those?
Yep.
The ones right there, the exposed ones right here.
Yep.
See the big hole around the PVC?
Right.
That's what this is for. We give you this flange. You can silicone behind it. You mount it on there. Screw the screen right in.
And it does an exclusion job too to cover up that hole so bugs aren't getting in.
Exactly. So now we've created an exclusion product, which is how I ended up in the pest control realm. A couple of my buddies said, dude, this is great to add to what we're already doing with the ridge vent, sealing up stuff. He's like, this is just the ultimate package.
So you're even selling this to new construction now?
Yes. So I have
contractors.
I have about 5 different builders. I went to my first building show last year. Picked up about 5 different builders that buy them, and they make them standard on their homes for the water heater drain line and the washer and dryer and HVAC drain lines. It's applicable
interesting.
all 3.
So we're not looking at just air conditioning, but also the
any PVC from 1 inch or lower, which is usually the standard on residential homes. This is applicable on horizontally or vertically. Sweet.
So what else do you have back? Because I know you got a whole table of stuff.
Man, so these are I got some demos coming along. So let me see. Other examples back here, kind of what I have, just different examples of how you install that Dauber stopper.
Got it.
Metal drain pan.
Now
this one right here, I'd like to show you. So now this is a prototype. I got some more edits coming on it. But this is something that's going to be really super simple to install. So I don't know how many of you pest control guys, or you specifically, Franklin, do you really walk around the attic when you're in there and really check? You're looking for rodents, obviously, anything like that, droppings. You ever notice how much stuff gets in that metal drain pan?
Yeah, we have them here in a closet, so we don't have to get up in an attic. I know in certain states, it's up in the attic.
Right?
Ours are usually in a closet, and they're pretty accessible. So we're inspecting upward and making sure that they're sealed because roaches will come in from the attic and stuff. But we're looking for that inside the pan.
Awesome. Well, I got another thing that's going to help y'all diagnose some things. So if you see this.
Give me a second. I got somebody knocking at my door.
You're good, Franklin. Go grab it, brother. Well, I got you guys online. The Dauber Stopper. You guys can check us out, Modern AC Products, the Dauber Stopper on our YouTube channel. We have a Facebook channel and a LinkedIn page. You guys can reach directly out to me, Tylor space N-U-N-N, Tylor Nunn.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be right because I just had we ordered a pull-out bed for our truck, and
You're
it just
good.
arrived. So I'm gonna.
Hey, I was just doing some promo over here, launching my YouTube page. So you're good, brother. So if you guys don't know, Franklin is awesome. You can't hear this right now, but when he sees it, he's gonna love it. What Franklin's doing is really awesome for pest control companies like myself. Smaller companies that aren't out there. Franklin's able to expose us and put us out there into the social media market. So big kudos to you, Franklin, Mr. Hernandez. We appreciate what you do for not only my company, but for all the other companies that are out here utilizing social media. If you're not utilizing social media, you are 100% dropping the ball. So I'm going to help Franklin out on that side. You guys definitely should be on social media marketing. It's free. I mean, you're already searching on there. You might as well share a few good things or post your own content. What's the worst that's going to happen? Somebody's going to not like it. They're still going to see it, right? So, I mean, that's what it's about, getting out there, changing your mentality to go get things, you know, to take chances. Social media is a platform to use. We should all be using it. Help each other grow, you know, things like this that Franklin does, just helping out because he's not getting any money off of this, you guys. So anytime you guys can like, share his post, please do. It means a lot to all of his subscribers.
I'm so sorry. I was expecting tomorrow a shipment from FedEx.
Hey,
of our flatbed, and all of a sudden it gets here today, which I'm super excited about. But dang it, everything always happens in the middle of an interview.
Man, that's honestly though, I've learned this being a small business owner now. Like you just have to do things on the cusp. Things happen. You have to adjust, swerve, and get back on the road, man. And I think that other small business owners understand that as well.
Yeah, no, we're. I mean, like I just had my guy who is, you know, you're talking to me and I'm getting a text from my tech who says, hey, I'm here to pick up the stuff. What account is it under? And they can't find the order. So everything happens in like everybody wants to call in the middle of this. And then nothing will call for the next 5 hours.
I literally will have like 2 days where I don't get an email, a phone call. And then all of a sudden I got 5 orders come in and my email's blown up. And I'm like, was everybody off yesterday or what's going on?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean, it's always like, I remember in retail, it's like nobody walks in. The moment I sit down to go have lunch.
Oh, everybody's in there.
I got a line to the door.
And they all want to buy at that point.
Yeah, at that point.
Prior to that, it was all customer service or nobody.
Yeah. So that's been the normal, the thing. So let me ask you about this. So if people needed to get this, where did they order it from? Did they order it from a supplier? Is it or directly from you?
Okay, so I have a couple different options. I actually do not have a distributor on the pest control side.
Okay.
So that's very good for pest control contractors. I do sell to the public on Amazon and on my website for $21.99 retail. I sell to contractors at a wholesale pricing, obviously, and we can discuss that.
Right.
But it's not nowhere near $21. Because I understand I want everyone to get out there and make a little money off of it. I know it takes time, but I want to help the customers, but put money in pockets for contractors, you know? Right. So we have very, very fair prices. We sell by the case of 50. And you've seen some of my marketing materials, some of my brochures. I send those with everybody I send a case to.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. I mean, it's got instructional. That's pretty cool.
Thanks, man. And I can even personalize, though. I've made special ones for specific contractors in special areas that don't necessarily deal with daubers, but maybe they have a bigger spider issue there, or a wasp issue there, or scorpions, like I said, in Arizona. Right. I can alter that for these companies. I've only been in business a year and a half now. We're really taking off.
Right.
And before we go that route of sending it to a distributor, we'd rather put it in hands of the contractors. Cut out the middleman.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, if you can, if you can manage the distribution and all that logistics, because, it does take the resources, then great. If not, then, a distributor might want to pick this up. I mean, I really like the concept. I always, one of the things that always bothered me more is the aesthetics. Like, why do you have a $1 million house with a pipe sticking out of it? I mean, it's just,
I kid you not, I sell more because of that reason than anything.
Yeah, I mean, that always bothered me. And I always thought, I said, well, maybe I can just put a little cap, because we get this all the time in irrigation. I do a lot of irrigation work.
Right.
Where the exposed, if you have a zone valve, okay, so you have one open and you leave it open, you're going to get lizards and snails in there, and then it stops your mechanical valve. And
now you have no valve.
Yeah, so what people do is just put a cap on it, and they drill holes through it. And I said, that could be a simple solution, but what would happen to the AC unit if it gets clogged or something?
And see, here's the difference with that. And I love that idea, because that's basically what we did. But if you don't open the cap size up, you're actually reducing the amount of water flow that's allowed to get out. Right. That could cause a problem. For instance, if you test mine, pour some water through it, even at a max flow, you're not going to fill all the way up. The less holes you have, the more you're slowly going to back up, because it's designed for 3/4. If you're only letting out a 1/4 inch of surface area in there, that could cause a problem later on as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because one of the things I know, that when water is dripping, there's always that slime.
Yes.
That's coming out. What happens to it for maintenance, as far as if it does build up in here? There you go. Just remove it and rinse it out.
Rinse it out with a little water hose. Now also, and I want to go back to another product that I was going to tell you about, is this has kind of helped me. The reason I added this right here is for the pest control industry specifically. Okay. I call it a catch tray. Okay. So I removed the holes down here. And the reason I did that is, like you said earlier, a lot of these bugs and rodents will leave their droppings or whatnot in the drain pan because they're seeking that water out. Okay. Right? So now, when it does get flushed out, if there's anything that got in there after you put this on, when you go maintenance it and you check it, you're going to be able to unscrew this and show the homeowner proof of a specific target pest you want to treat for. Right. Whether that be droppings from a rodent or raccoon or whatnot, or it be some dead oriental roaches or German roaches or whatnot. Now you have evidence to go back in. They can actually come back down there and hang out at the bottom. Exactly. And like I said, this one too, this is going to be, and we'll show you. Got it. It is designed for the drain pan. We were talking about the insulation, the debris, and all the things that get in there. This will actually clip onto the drain pan inside of it. I gotcha. Now, you have one on the exterior. And you got one on the Dauber stopper, and this is the new stopper. So now, debris, anything gets in here, the water will filtrate out, but you'll be able to identify what keeps getting into that pan. So now when you do check it again on your quarterly maintenance, you actually have evidence to say, hey, we are killing, the dust is working, or we are preventing stuff from getting in this drain line. Right. Yeah, see, I would have never, ever thought there's so much stuff going on in a drain line and pests. I mean, it's amazing. We overlook. Right. You know? Because I think that we all know, and this is what I've learned from going to so many seminars, the 3 things pests need: shelter, witch harborage, food, and water. That's it. There's a perfect pond of water in every single attic or closet that has an evac coil. Yeah. Yeah, it's always there. It's always there. Yeah, I always knew it was there, and I said that's a water source. But since a lot of roaches inside, since we got them, and this is specific to me, this is why it never clicked, is that roaches don't like being in areas where there's air movement, and in that air closet, there's a ton of air movement. Right. So when I usually find them in there, it's usually because nobody's sealed up top, and nobody's, the whole what do you call it, the transition down there, or the conduit. Yes, the conduit. Yeah, so when it's coming down, and they put it up through the hole to get, across, and nobody ever seals. They leave it open, especially when they do a remodel. And then we see roaches people saying, I got roaches in my room. I'm like, how? I look up in the closet.
and there's the hole. So basically we got to go inside and foam that, or, you know, tape it out with, what do you call that? Metallic aluminum tape.
Oh yeah. Foil tape.
Foil tape. Yeah. And then seal that up, have somebody foil tape it. Sometimes it's very cramped. You got to go up in the attic and seal from top. And then the roaches, we stop it. But I never thought about
the drain line.
I never thought about it. Never totally. Let me get here. Cause man,
it's awesome, man. And, I would love to, for anybody that's still like, since, being on this page that watches and follows your podcast, man, tell them to shoot me a text or a message. I'll send some samples out. I'm at the point, I want to grow it,
right.
I think it's something new that every company could add to their arsenal if they really started checking. And they'd be surprised at how many drain line pictures I get sent to me from contractors now that I've encouraged them to actually start checking. And they're like, wow, dude, these things are jacked up. Spider webs in them all the time.
Wow. No, I mean, this is as far as what is an IPM tool in that integrated pest management concept of getting, excluding pests.
Right.
This is a new tool for that arsenal. I mean, so that's definitely, and it's an upsell. It's an easy upsell to a client. I mean, it's not that much. It's 5 minutes to install, so, you put another $20 to $50 in your pocket, for just carrying a couple of these around and asking for the upsell.
This is so weird. I actually have a company that gives one away free for every new service that they get.
Wow.
So when they put it on, when you sign your year service, I mean, think about it. The homeowner's really like, wow, they just are really looking out for me, and they're going to maintenance this thing for the next year. What a good deal. I'm getting pest control plus exclusion. I mean, what does it cost them from me? $12, $13.
Right.
To gain a customer for a year or two, you look at that on the big scale. That's how you grow, because they're going to tell their neighbors, what's that? Oh, my pest control gave it to me with my service. Well, how do I get one? Sign up. Yeah.
No, it's probably even a good, even for door knockers, to go around and saying, hey, you don't have one of these, and Wasps are getting in your, it's a great selling tool.
That's how I got started, man. I bagged them up, took 50 of them to a neighborhood. I think I sold 40 in like my first day.
Really?
Came back and installed them over the next 2 days. I went back and checked, and that's how I started growing. They were like, you need to sell these.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
No, that's swell, man. So what else you got? What else is coming out?
So we do have the drain line, guard that I was showing you.
Right.
I'm also working on a few other exclusion products. We're going to try to start attacking the attic in a sense, from the interior as well, to get some more. Can't give you too much stuff because I haven't finalized my patents on them. Obviously, that's a big deal. But we will definitely be launching as the years grow. And like I say, first product, second product we're launching this summer. We want to put out a product every year at minimum. But ultimately, we're going to make HVAC drain line kits and attic exclusion kits. So we're slowly going to build pieces that you could sell to the homeowner. Hey, we're going to add 4 or 5 different pieces in here for $300, $400. Right. Very simple stuff.
Yeah, no, I love that. I was just having a discussion with my video guy who does all my media stuff. And I said, look, I've got an idea to do very simple services. We need to simplify things and get a lot simpler. And I just did a podcast on how we're reducing some of the things we're doing to make simpler products for a customer. And I mean, this stuff is the stuff that I like getting into because it adds value.
Yes.
So I'm going to be doing a podcast, I think tomorrow or something, on adding how do we add value for the services that we want. And these are things that add value to our service that nobody else is doing. So
it's not apples to apples anymore.
Yeah.
It's apples to oranges. They don't have something that you have. And that just shows you're above and beyond.
Yeah. And that's it. So when we go with that knowledge of saying, hey, because we're big on exclusion. That's, if you've seen my Nature Pest channel, all I'm pumping out is exclusion. 100 videos literally I have lined up on exclusion alone on all the parts that everybody misses, and they wonder why they still have bugs. So this is the kind of stuff I get really excited about.
That's kind of what drew me to you, actually. I started watching you a while back, and I love how much, because I'm learning, I'm only 29 years old, not having the experience and the longevity of it, that exclusion is rather new.
Yeah.
And that's something to me, when you're looking at the general public, We want more organic, less environmentally harmful things out there.
Right.
The more you can do without using pesticides, the better.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. And
Yeah.
and you don't need to kill them as long as you can keep them out. And that's what
it.
people don't understand, because we need pests in the world. And that's something that people forget. You need pests for the ecosystem to work.
Yeah.
If we go off killing them and destroying everything, we're slowly deteriorating our environment.
Yeah.
And so any exclusion work is so much better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Every time I put out a video on mine, it says exclusion is the most natural pest control. If I can stop it from getting in, then I don't have to put a chemical to solve it.
Right.
Only in an initial. But so, yeah, this has been something of mine. This is why I was so excited. I said, bro, just come on the podcast and let's talk about it, because you're going to do better than I can at doing this.
This is my first podcast ever. So
really?
like, you will ever forever be memorized for me, Franklin. Like, this will be a historic moment in my life.
No, this is swell, bro. This is swell. So what's the website for people to order this on?
Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on my card here a little bit, but the website I have it tied into both names, Modern AC Products,
okay,
and the Dauber Stopper. They're both patented. They're both trademarked. They both will bring you to the same website. Okay. So I'm also going to scan my card up here. That is my contact. Can you see that? Or is it not very clear?
It's blurring, but that's okay. I'm going to put it up in the notes.
Okay, and it's just Tylor, Tylor, at Modern AC Products. Cell phone number, everything's on there.
Yeah,
like I say, you guys give me a call. If you just want some samples, I'll send you a few samples, you know?
Yeah, no, that's sweet, man. That's sweet. So,
hey, good talk, bro. Something at 11:30 though, Franklin.
You too,
man. Dude, I will give you a call later, and we're definitely gonna have to mix this up and do this some more.
Sounds like a plan, brother.
Awesome, Franklin. Have a good one, brother. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
You're welcome, man.